Let me ask you something. When was the last time you looked in the mirror and said, I love you? And not because you accomplished something or because you look good enough that day, but simply because you exist. When was the last time? Today, we're diving into the deep, soul shifting topic of self compassion. And I'm talking about the real kind, the type that can heal, empower, and completely transform your relationships, starting with the one you have yourself. So get ready. Hello, hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to another episode of Dr. Freda's Power Session, where we get real about love, healing, and stepping fully into your power. I'm your favorite certified transformational life and relationship empowerment coach. I am Dr. Freda. And I am here to remind you that you are so much more than your scars and your achievements. So, what are we talking about today? Today, we are talking about self compassion. And before you roll your eyes and think, here we go with another love yourself cliche, I promise you, boo, this is going to hit different. Okay. We have 30 minutes, so let's get right into it. So, self compassion is not about just bubble baths or buying that expensive candle. Although, if that's what you do, your self care routine, by all means, continue to do that. However, that's not self compassion, that is more of self care. Okay. Self compassion is how you speak to yourself when you mess up. It's that inner voice that says, it's okay. You're human. Instead of, you're an idiot. How could you do that again? Actually, research shows that self compassion increases emotional resilience, reduces anxiety and depression, and even helps you make healthier life choices. And when you practice it on a consistent basis, it radiates out into every relationship you have, including your family, your friends, your partner, and even strangers at Whole Foods or the farmer's market when you accidentally bump into them with your cart. But ask yourself, and I'm asking you too, why is it so hard? Because many of us were raised to believe love had to be earned through perfection, which doesn't exist, through productivity, work till you die, through pleasing everyone else. People pleaser. And so we turn that same harsh lens inward. The same way we judge outwardly, we judge ourselves. But today we're going to flip and dump that narrative that you're telling yourself. Okay. So I always come to you real and correct, or I'm not that type of coach that always like to come to you like I have everything together, because we're all practitioners of life. We're all trying to figure it out. So, a quick story about my journey on practicing self compassion daily is actually, I remember a time when I used to be very hard on myself, and it was emotional memory because that was how I was reared and raised in my formidable years. And so I didn't even realize the words I was speaking to myself until my ex-husband actually brought it to my attention. And one day I left the keys in the house and I got downstairs, and that was when I stayed on the third floor without an elevator. And by the time I got to the bottom of the car, I was like, You dumb, you an idiot. Like, how could you forget that? What is wrong with you? What's on your mind? And I said everything that was negative and disempowering to me. And it wasn't until my ex-husband checked me and was like, why do you talk to yourself like that? That is the strangest thing I've ever heard. And it kind of took me back because I've always did this and no one has ever said anything. So I just thought that it was something that everybody did, right? And I didn't realize that that self-criticism throughout my time on since I've been a little girl up until that time, that self-criticism led me to shut down emotionally, avoid connecting with friends, and feel disconnected from my own joy. And so it wasn't until my ex-husband checked me and I wanted to know where that stemmed from and how I can get out of it, because I'm a firm believer just because you have negative behaviors or toxic traits, you don't have to stay in that. You don't have to stay in that same vein. So you don't have to stay there. So it wasn't until I started going to therapy and hired a life coach. They encouraged me to start incorporating practices to heal me, to first acknowledge, understand, and then heal from those toxic patterns and traits that I have. And so that included journaling and mirror work by saying out loud, you're doing your best, and that is enough. And so we'll talk about that a little bit further down, but I know that I'm not alone. And I want you to know that you are not alone. I went through my journey of just revealing and understanding what patterns that no longer serve me and were disempowering me and disempowering me from living my best life. And I hear it from my clients all the time. Oh, I can't forgive myself for that mistake, or I don't feel lovable until I lose weight or get that promotion or find a partner. And then what? I asked him, and then what? You got your partner, you got the promotion, and you still a mess. So what now? You know why? Because people look to external validation to heal them. It doesn't work like that, boo. You have to heal the inside. You got to clean all that crap up inside of you so you can attract what you actually want and what you actually deserve. So real can recognize real. The right partner for you will recognize the inner beauty that you have because you uncover all that foolishness you had covering it up. The foolishness of self-doubt, the foolishness of talking down to yourself. You don't wait until something happened before for you to change. You create the change to make that something happen. You don't wait to lose weight to start feeling good. It's a lot of people who lost weight and got surgery and still have low self-esteem because the inside was never cleaned up. It was just the outside. External validation will never make you happy. You cannot appreciate, and I'm all about, if you want to do cosmetic surgery, I'm all about it. Okay? Whatever makes you feel good, that's on you. That's you in your pockets. But what I'm saying is, it doesn't make sense for you to spend money to get all this work done, to go to the gym all the time and lose weight, take the shots to lose weight and suppress your appetite, or do all this stuff and you're still a mess on the inside. That don't make sense. You're wasting your time and your money. All right? And if this sounds familiar, go ahead and drop a heart in the comments right now. Okay? Because I want you to lean in. I want to walk you through how to build this self-compassion as a daily practice. Because self-compassion is like forgiveness. It's not a one-time thing. It's a daily, consistent practice. Okay? So I'm going to teach you the three pillars of self-compassion. And there are three main components of self compassion, according to Dr. Kristen Neef. And she's one of my favorite researchers on this topic. And we're going to break them down together. The first pillar is self kindness versus self judgment. When you fail or feel inadequate, do you offer yourself warmth and understanding, or do you criticize yourself harshly? And when you're criticizing yourself harshly, that is usually your ego coming in to let you know what, you're not good enough. You did this. You stupid. You're an idiot. Your ego is there to protect you. But sometimes when we don't check our ego is checking us. And that's not how we do this. Okay? Your ego, or also known as your inner child, who sometimes we have bruised inner children inside of us that we haven't healed, and that's another story for another day. But it likes to come out and remind you of who you're not. And it's your job on your journey and consistent daily practice of self-compassion to remind your ego, hey, I hear you, but that's not the truth. Because this mistake doesn't define me. I am a human having human experiences, and I'm learning. This is not a mistake, it's a lesson learned. Self-kindness is about talking to yourself the way you would comfort a friend. It's so funny that we'll talk to a stranger or we'll talk to our friends in such a nice, calm tone, or some of us do. But when it comes to us, we talk down to ourselves and we tell ourselves we're not enough. Who told you that? And if somebody told you that, why you believe them? Why? Because they're your parent? They're your partner? They was your boss? Why? And what makes them the end all be all? What makes them the truth bearer? It doesn't make sense. And what do you think you're doing to reinforce that negative narrative that's not even true? It's so funny that we are so quick to run to negative, disempowering words versus empowering words and words that are really the truth about us. And it's just how our brains are wired. It's just like we easily run to pessimism than optimism. It's like we are preparing ourselves for the worst when that's not how it has to be. You are the creator of your reality. You are. If you're not where you want to be physically, financially, emotionally, spiritually, then you are the one to do the change. Not the person who's saying negative stuff. They leave them alone. They got their own issues because they projecting themselves. That's why I'm saying, why are you so concerned with what someone else is saying about you? If it's not reaffirming and empowering you, then you need to filter those words out. But again, we have to get to that point. The second pillar is common humanity versus isolation. Self-compassion means recognizing that suffering and imperfection are part of the shared human experience. When it rains on my house, it just don't rain on me. It rains on multiple people's homes. That's why it's important to practice self-compassion daily. Because just like you going through stuff, someone else is going through stuff. And you never know, because there is a thin line between sanity and insanity. You are not alone in your struggles, even if it feel like it. This is why coaches like myself and therapists are imperative in lives, is that we are imperative in helping you move from toxic behavioral to empowering, nurturing behavior and self-talk. The third pillar is mindfulness versus over-identification. Mindfulness is about being aware of your painful thoughts and feelings without suppressing them or exaggerating them. It's seeing what's there without getting swallowed by it. When you have self awareness and you are understanding what is going on within you, what is the root cause of that, then you will start understanding that pattern, that behavior, so you can correct it. You can't correct something you don't understand. You can't correct something you don't even know you have. So that's why self-awareness plays a part, it's a prelude to self-compassion, right? When you integrate these three pillars, then you begin to transform how you see yourself and you create space to heal. So let's try something right now. Take a deep breath, put your hand over your heart. Yes, really do this, but close your eyes if it's safe to do so and repeat after me. I am doing my best. I am worthy of love exactly as I am. I forgive myself for not being perfect. Breathe that in and let it sink into your cells. Now, you can do this anytime before a big meeting, after a tough day, when you wake up, when you're about to get into traffic, whatever it is, whatever you're about to do that may feel scary or uncomfortable to you. It's very simple. These words, these statements are very simple, but they are powerful. Remember, we have to rewire our brain from speaking disempowering words to it. And we have to rewire it with positive affirmations and true statements. These are true statements about yourself. And that's whether you believe them or not. They are true. You just have to catch up to your own greatness. Now, let's talk love and relationships because that's my jam. All right. So, when you lack self compassion, you often seek external validation, what I was saying earlier. And you might enter relationships looking for someone to fill a void or fix your wounds. Let me tell you something. Can't no one, let me fix myself. No one, not your parents, not your kids, not your partner, not your friends, can fix your wounds. They can advise you, and suggest different ways you can fix your wounds. A coach, myself, a therapist cannot fix your wounds. We can facilitate, we can help you, we support you using different practices and techniques to help you fix your wounds. But your wounds are your responsibility to fix, to heal through. Okay? You may accept poor treatment because you don't believe you deserve better. That's a wound that you have to heal. But people like myself can help you navigate through healing those type of disempowering mindset. Because when you love yourself first, I'm talking about when you truly love yourself, when you mess up, when you not feeling your best, you not looking your best, you're not even doing your best in an area in your life. When you truly love yourself through all of that, you raise your standards. You stop even settling. You start attracting people who honor your energy because your self-worth becomes non-negotiable. That's why I was saying earlier, if you're going to pay all this money to get your body fixed, your face fixed, your hairline restored, and everything else, power to you. But make sure you start with the inside first before you start on the external. Because you can be beautiful on the outside which we all are, but with or without makeup, with or without surgery. But you can be beautiful on the outside and have the lowest self-esteem on the inside. You still feel unattractive. You still doubt yourself. You still overthink. What should I say next? Stop it. Stop it. You have paid all this money. You've worked out 10 years and finally got the brick house you want, but you still haven't did the internal work. Stop it. You spend thousands of dollars on entertainment and fixing your body up, but you can't spend a couple of $100 in hiring a coach or a therapist to help the inside that's sustainable. Make it make sense. I don't get it. I really don't get it. So if you've been struggling to find that one, ask yourself, am I the one to myself first? You can only attract what you can energetically hold. If you energetically don't feel that you are enough, then you're going to attract a person who don't feel like they are enough as well. When you attract someone in your loneliness, you attract a person in their emptiness. So take the time to do the inner work, not just the outer work. The outer work is going to come. You look good, boo. Let's make sure the inside matches the outside. So I like to think of self-compassion like tending to a garden. If you neglect the soil, starve the plants, and scream at them to grow faster, guess what? Nothing is going to bloom. But when you water it, give it sunlight, pull out the weeds gently, the flowers are able to thrive. You are the gardener of your own soul. Your words, your thoughts, your beliefs, they are all fertilizers for the poisons that you put in your garden. So you need to choose wisely. And before I wrap up, I have to give you some more techniques and tools for your toolbox, for your life toolbox. So here are a few quick tools you can use daily. I talked about mirror work earlier. That was something that I used to do, and I still do this actually. But when I was going through those disempowering, limiting mindsets and rewiring my brain and letting go of those negative behaviors that no longer serve me, I used to do a lot of mirror work. So, what does this look like? You look into your eyes, you go to a mirror, you look into your eyes, and you speak kindly. Start off with 10 seconds. Start off with 30 seconds. Set a timer on your phone and put 30 seconds on there. And just say kind statements to yourself. I am beautiful. I am enough. I am smart. I can achieve anything I put my mind to. I'm going to have a great day today. I'm going to arrive on time for every meeting I have. I am influential. I am magnetic. I have a beautiful smile. The list goes on and on and on. You can kind of tell what I tell myself every day, right? Because it's the truth. But start with 30 seconds. Looking in the mirror and talking to yourself. Your brain's job is to reinforce what is hearing you say. So if you say you stupid, your brain is saying, well, maybe she is stupid. Maybe he is stupid. So I'm going to put them in some stupid situations to reinforce that stupid mindset. But when you start remembering and saying, I am enough, I am smart, I am beautiful, then your brain is going to start thinking like, oh, maybe I am smart. Into I am smart. And so when those disempowering words come at you from negative people who like to project, it's not going to penetrate you because you already know you've been practicing that mirror work every single day. Remember, self-compassion is not a one-time thing. This is every day. This is a lifestyle. Okay? Another tool that you can put in your toolbox is compassionate journaling. Write a letter to yourself from the perspective of a loving friend. What would your friends say about you? I'm talking about healthy emotional friends, okay? I'm not talking about the ones that like to project and they need to be listening to this podcast as well, all right? We're not talking about those. We're talking about a friend, a true friend, a partner. Write a letter from their perspective. What would they say about you? Another tool that you can put in your toolbox is setting boundaries. Say no to what drains you and yes to what nourishes you, even if it scares you. It's just like and if that means cutting off people who no longer serve your higher good of where you're going, bye. If that means changing your environments, changing to what you listen to, what you watch on TV, who you follow on social media, if you have to set those boundaries, do it. I remember when I was going through my divorce, I wanted to make sure I didn't want to be that angry Black woman who had a divorce and the relationship didn't work out. That wasn't my narrative. I knew it. Even though I didn't feel it at that time, I knew that I didn't want that narrative. I took a 1 year break off of social media to just get me together. I focus on me. And so sometimes you have to set those boundaries with people, with things, with everything around you. You have to set those boundaries. And the last tool I want to give you is create your own affirmations. Those same affirmations you can use in your mirror work. Create a list and repeat them until you feel it. I mean, really feel it, embody it. Don't wait till you lose the weight. Don't wait till the man come. You want to embody who you're meant to be now so you can attract that right person. So you can attract that perfect job or career. So you can attract that perfect house. So you can attract the right opportunities and situations in your life. That's what you want. So create those affirmations, those statements that's applicable to you, and use them in your mirror work every single day. And I want you to remember consistency is accuracy. Consistency also beats perfection. It's okay to slip up. Give yourself grace. Just return to kindness. Self compassion isn't selfish, it's essential. You have to do this every single day because you can't pour from an empty cup and you can't truly love others until you love yourself first. You are worthy. You have to remember that you are lovable and you are enough. So, if this hit home for you, please give me a like and feel free to comment below. I love hearing from you all. And thank you for spending time with me today. And if you're ready to dive deeper, check out my love lounge that I will have the information below. It's a free private community on my page, on my website, where I come to you weekly with motivation, empowering words, and just reminding you of your own power. It is free and it is private, okay? Also, I have check out my journal that is on Amazon called Dump That Bloop. And this is a 31-day guide that will help you uncover, remove, and remind. So uncover things that no longer serve you, remove the things that no longer serve you, and remind you of your own power. Okay. And lastly, if you want to work with me one-on-one, you can book your free discovery call. I will have the information in the description below. You can sign up for my 6-week self-paced how to date online program, which you can also access through my website. All the information will be in the description below. And until next time, remember, empower your heart and mind, and trust me, the rest will follow. I love you. Truly, truly love you. And I mean that. I'm Dr. Freda, and I'll see you next week.